Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 393. We're here reviewing Kyuranger versus Space Squad. Yep, a team of the Metal Heroes. Now, some of the characters in this movie, these are, I would say, the most recent appearance of these characters. Some might be the final appearance. Though we do have some new characters appear here. So, the movie starts off with a new Jiraiya. Yes, I'll be getting into a series really soon. As a matter of fact, the plan is to review it after another particular Metal Hero series before I get to it. It is the 7th one. So here's the little thing about this guy. This guy is not the one from that series. Nope, this is a complete new guy under the mask. Yes, he is successor to the one from the previous series. Why he couldn't be here is a mystery. I'm not sure. And they're confronting a villain from Jiraiya, a character from what I read only appeared a handful of times in the series. A guy by the name of Space Ninja. What was his name here? It is Space Sheriff Desmond. Yes, that is his name. And they gave him an update for this movie, where he's like silver. This one he's got like his head can detach. It's kind of interesting they bring him back here. Yeah, I know I need to watch Hero Mama League. I need to watch that. That's going to be quite interesting to watch that one. Yes. So, basically, they're about to arrest him for terrorism, and then he just does a jutsu move, reopens a portal within their universe, and by the way, I think it's Shervon. I think it is. Actually, no, it's yeah, I think it's Shervon. Yes, and his return. Oh yeah, and his actor's back too for the first time since his own movie. Now he of course basically between movies he had not aged at all. The actor Geki aged a little bit. His face got rounder in this one, though it is a year later. Oh, I know what universe they went to. The Kyurangers. So they mention in that universe it's been 4 years since the of Don Amarich, which means it has been 2 years since the ending of the final episode, where you have everything mostly the same, and Champ basically preparing for his 999th match. Like I think he was going to win. They also mentioned Gur. He actually became a parent. He was charmed with Lucky. And then he got married, and he became a parent. Which makes him the only member of the whole Kyurangers who became a parent. Apparently he met a human-looking wolf girl, and they had a cup together. Yep, good for him. Yep, and then we see at this, there's these unveiling of these Neo Q globes, which made from planetanium. So you're using the stuff that was used to make planets to make it vitally available. Also, Phoenix Soldier is still the president. He's been president probably for quite a while at this point. And yes, there's still a rebuilding process, which makes total sense. It's only been a few years since Don Armert was defeated, so makes sense. How long his term is supposed to be is not exactly up for debate, because it's kind of interesting with that one. So, and then we see this raven hair woman break into this facility, and she's stopped. And this person she is stopped by the basically the Dragon Master, and it turns out it's actually Hammy. Now, why she's doing this, it's not exactly revealed until like halfway through the movie why she's doing this. So. And it turns out she's working with Despot, who actually manipulated her to thinking he's part of the chameleon clan, even though he really isn't. So he uses the 4 gloves she stole to revive 4 dead Sentai villains. Main villains? No! 4 supporting villains. Here's who he revives. Believe it or not, Escape from Go Busters, Bosco from Gokaiger, Juzo from Kyuranger, and Melly from Kyuranger. And this is actually her first time she's been seen since the 199 movie. That came out in 2012. This was roughly 6 years later. And she had aged a bit, but she looked really good for her age. She was like, I looked up basically how she was when we came out. She was 45 in this movie. And Juzo, wow. For him anyways, I think this was... Let me look it up here. I think this may have been the first time he's been seen since the end of Kyuranger. I think. Yes. This actually is his first time since the end of Kyuranger that he'd been seen. Kind of surprising they brought him back here. Yes, and it's because he looked different here. It only had been like 8 years since he last appeared, and man, he aged. Oh my gosh, he looked like he really aged. Like, since his appearance in the Kyuranger. Which, I'm looking right now, like, how old was he when this movie came out? This guy was 41. When he did Kyuranger, he was 32. Oh, that's interesting. He actually is on the constellations for Kyuranger. It is quite interesting they brought him back. Escape, what now? No, now I should point out, Juzo, this movie would sadly be his final appearance. He would never return after this. Bosco, meanwhile, though, will actually definitely return after this. Oh yeah, he will. He technically last appeared as Avatar during Go Busters vs. Gokaiger. He appears one more time after this, and that's really it for him. Escape, well, this would sadly be her last appearance. She previously appeared in episode Zoology prior to this one. Though, you might be thinking, like, did she change all that much in just a few years? No, the actress didn't age at all. And can you believe when this movie came out, she was only like, not even 30. She was only 29 when this movie came out. Yeah, 29. Which is shot. Actually, no, she was, let's see, born 89. So, right now she's 35 years old, which, yes, she's a year younger than me. So, that means now, when this movie came out, I was 30 when this movie came out. So, she was 29. But at least she looked fantastic. She looked like she didn't age at all. Bosco looked exactly the same. This movie can for him, I think the last time the actor appeared was basically back in 2013. It only been 5 years, but he looked like he didn't age. I would say of the 4, the guy who played Juzo looked like he aged more than everybody else did. In the case of the actress playing Mel, who was only 45, who was the oldest of all 4 of these people, despite being in her mid-40s, she looked fantastic. She looked like she had any wrinkles. I mean, her face got a little more pushed in per se, but I'm not going to complain about it. She's still a very lovely woman. Despite the fact I think now she might be about 50. Let me take a look at Mel. Because it was, like, unless you probably don't know, unless you don't know research about this movie, you'd probably be shocked the fact she appeared in this movie. Yes. Because last year she had just turned I think it was 40. No, oh, last year she just turned 50. Yeah. So right now, this year, she is 51 years old. I'm looking at a picture of her. She looks really good for her age. Like, my gosh. You might think, oh, is she a lady? No, 45 is really good. I mean, look at a picture of her right now. She looked like she didn't age. She aged very little. And the thing is, like, the movie she appeared in only came out in 2011. It only been 7 years since she played the character. Yes, 7 years. You're like, wow. Yeah, she didn't age very much at all. Also, do confirm that these people are part of the Space Squad now. Kyuranger, Jaspion, Jabon, Fire, Jeff Raider, Jan Person, Show, Blue Beat, and Blue Kabuto. Yep. And all these characters, their most recent appearance playing these characters. I'll get to more. So basically, Geki finds a way. Basically, Geki gets the Kyuranger universe, which is interesting. He has Jiraiya, the new one, basically, like, Jiraiya contacted via a cell phone on the planet Bird. Yeah, a freaking cell phone. So he gets now. By the way, there's no command. This probably is the first time that we had Geki, the current spaceship Gavin. First time he's shown up and no director or commissioner. You're like, that's interesting. Because generally, but everything this guy shows up, he always has like someone he reports to. This one, nope, he doesn't. There's a flashback to the director from the previous movie, but she's not appearing in the movie at all. Nope, that was last appearance anyways. So the Kyurangers have joined the Space Squad. So basically, well, Tashiro basically decides to issue an arrest warrant for her, and of course, well, Shervan is there. One thing else I got to point out before we continue, when they do some fighting later on with Shervan and Gavin, they don't play the music for Gavin or Shervan. I'm like, really? You did that in the last movie for Gavin, but you didn't do this movie? Why? It makes no freaking sense at all. Also, where the heck is Shervan? Yes, this movie has no explanation of where the heck the guy is. Oh yeah, the male heroes is just Gavin, Shervan, Shervan, and Shiner and Jiraiya. I'm like, that's it? Yeah. So basically, Lucky is not happy with the fact the arrest warrant happened. So basically, he protects Hammy with Champ, Kataro, Spada. I'm trying to think who else was it. Because the commander is neutral in this whole thing. Because he actually broke his back again. That was a gag in the series. I'm trying to think who else was with our team. Basically, on Team Lucky, it's Lucky, Champ, Spada, and Kataro, where they're joined by Guru. And Guru is like, why didn't you tell me? And basically, like, and Target, he's got, of course, himself, Stinger, Balance, Nigger Ray, and Raptor. Raptor didn't exactly want to fight Spada at all. So Hammy does not morph a little later, so yeah, and of course the commander is supposedly there, but it's actually a fake. They realize it's fake later on. So yeah, and the reason why she is because apparently her master was taken captive. So yeah, her master taken captive, who appears in this movie. Who only appears, and here's some interesting note about her master appearance in the movie. She's played by Tsushima, who played Ninja Wife from Kyuranger, Satomi Hirosa Orsi. Yes. The movie came out in 2018. That means she was roughly 48 years old. Looked pretty good for her age. Yeah, and when she appeared in Gokaiger, the actress anyways, she, let's see, that was probably like 2011, I think let me look up and see about that one. Because Kyuranger started, I think it was like 94, ended in 95, which means she was like 15 when the show aired. This means by the time of her appearance in The Confused Ninja, she was probably 32. Looked really good. And at this point, it only had been 6 years since the actress appeared in Sentai. And looked pretty good for her age. Yeah. Yeah, so they had to rescue. Well, and this whole thing with Shervan, he continues his normal gag of hitting on women, including Mel. I should point out that, like I said, the actress playing Mel was 45. Schneider, the actor playing this very movie. Right now he's only 44 years old. He was born in 1979. So that means by the time this movie came out, he was only 30... No, he was basically 39. Yeah, he was 39. So he's hitting a woman who's actually older than he is. Oh, in case you're curious though, any space doll? Any move cool with them? Nope. Not really. They use laser blades in here. They do. Yep. So he sniffs the female assistant of Terosha, and like, oh, you smell nice. And he smells nega. You smell nice too. Yeah, that's actually a hint of how he finds out who the heck that, of how the heck that he basically knew everything. Yeah. Also, why did he not know who Jiraiya is, despite the fact that he was his villain in this series? That made no sense to me at all. Maybe he forgot, or the fact that this is an updated version of the character. I don't know. Because we're playing with the fact this is the same character from that series. Probably played by a different actor. Yeah, like it was with Mag Gallant. Mag Gallant's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, it's a different actor. The original one to play him is Itosuke Yoda. That's who played him in the original series. Is he still alive? No, he passed away in 2019. Maybe they probably didn't have him play him the character again. My personal guess, they probably played him again because his health probably was not very good, so they probably had a different guy play him. Yeah, the guy who played him in this movie is a guy named Satoshi Hino. Yeah, so during the movie, oh, by the way, when he first to, I think was Hemi, he's like, oh, your name's similar to Tammy. Yes, Tammy, his assistant, who's madly in love with him, and the fact that that in order to break out of berserk mode, he had to kiss her in order to break out of it. Yes, seriously. Now, here's a question. Why the heck was Sissa not here? That's an honest to God really good question. Yes. Tammy is just simply just not here. Yeah, I'm not sure why. It's weird. Because she appears 2 times and like maybe she just wasn't available. It's possible. But I'm like, okay, so you bring in this character but you don't have her come back? I don't get it. It's weird. Yeah, I honestly do not get why some characters simply just not in the movie for just. I get why Gavin says is not here because she's promoted the high up to the main office. So they have fighting, and Gavin pretty much stops the fighting because he realizes Lucky's being an idiot, but Hammy gets away anyways, and well, Mel and her get along pretty fine. At several points, Mel is like touching her face in the movie. I'm like, does Mel want to kiss Hemi? Because the fellow chameleon users. And here's the weird thing. Like, they don't have her fight alongside of her. Like, it's very brief. I'll get to what happens to her soon. Because it's... First she gets stabbed by him. And it gets like, oh yeah, because you want to fight each other anymore. So that's when her master comes in. It's like, oh yeah, your job, I have mission for you. Killed the president. So then, of course, the president resigns. And she tries to because she can't go through it. And then Escape basically comes in. And, of course, basically she ends up fighting. Get this. Spada and Kataro fight Juzo. I'm like, Juzo's got a sword. Why isn't the Phoenix Soldier fighting him? Good question. Or I don't know. How about have one of the space sheriffs fight him? Just get a freaking sword. Nope. It's almost like bringing him in was complete pointless. At least Bosco is having a great time in this movie. He's acting character. He's a fun character. I like his scenes in this movie. Juzo is just... It seems like the actor is just there for a paycheck. It's like, okay, I'm playing Juzo again, so let's basically do the same exact stuff I did in Shuriken to see if that works. And he doesn't do anything. What about Escape? Well, I'm glad the fact they actually gave her Alpha again. But here's the thing. Of these 4, Escape is a freaking hologram. Yes, she's a hologram. Which is really weird. Because Juice is a cursed one. Bosco is an alien pirate. Mel is technically the only human of the 4 of them. Does that find that kind of weird? Yes. So at one point we have Champ and Stinger fighting, of course, him. And there's like no size of wonder because, well, Mel steps in, stops the stab. Of course, they find out the female assistant actually is Despot, which I find that to be interesting. I thought that you would think, oh, maybe the male assistant would. Nope, that was a red herring. I think the guy just a complete dick. Yes. So, then Mel dies, hugging Hammy, and of course, like, you're gonna pay for tricking me. Of course, they morph, and they don't have the little sequence they did in the previous times where they show, oh, let's just have them basically say their code and they just transform. Forgetting the little intro thing of how they get there, and they'll play the music from the shows, which I'm like, really? The fights are good. I do most appreciate Bosco transforming into his monster form, and Jews do the same thing for him, which is fine, except it's on screen long enough. Yeah, then of course, basically, Despot creates clones, and eventually, like, basically, Ham defeats the real one. Everyone gets destroyed. Yeah, and of course, Shivan and Gavin bring out their laser blades. They even do the moves. They do appreciate the moves, but why not the really good music? I don't get it. So he gets arrested, not killed, arrested. And of course, like first he's like, "Oh, I just forget that I'm recording in space." But he's like, "What?" Eventually, yeah, give us some time. I'll explore the universe, and they go off to do their own thing. Meanwhile, though, of course, they will like to stay for a party, but Jiraiya's having a stroke, so basically the two space sheriffs leave with their cat the party. Meanwhile, though, the bad guys of these movies are causing flames across the universe. And they suspect, of course, it's them. And it's like, do you have any rescue squads basically help us out? And Gavin's like, no. I'm thinking like, wait, didn't forget about Go-Go 5? So they had this part end. This is a post-credit scene, mind you. Where it ends with appearance by fire from Windspector. Interesting if he's still active in 2018. But there's a really funny mid-credit sequence where Spy is basically doing a restaurant. You have Raptor basically trying to eat this little, I can't remember what the thing is called. And then, for some weird reason, Luca from Gokaiger is here. And of course, I think it was, I think it was Spy pointed out, like, your two voices sound very similar. He's like, how so? Well, okay, there is a reason why these two characters, why their voice so similar. Because the actress who plays Luca also voices Raptor. That's why. Now, how the heck did Luca get there is really weird. Because isn't she supposed to be traveling with her crew? Yeah, I thought this was kind of weird. It was funny. I thought this was so funny. The fact you have Raptor interacting with Luca. Two characters played with the same person. Which only the second time Metal Heroes has ever happened. Because the last time this happened was in the Superhero Tension movie. Where you have Shuriken Yellow, the actress who plays her also plays Sherry, Mimi's cousin. Same actress. Interesting. I thought that was kind of funny. Well, I think the Kyuranger stuff was really good. Excuse me. A lot of movies really good, except the movie has its problems. Okay. Number one. No Space Shuttle Trilogy music for some reason. Either it wasn't available, or they just completely forgot to put it in, because that was missing here in the fight scene. Where it's like, what's wrong with having throw in, like, have this cool thing? Also, the Space Sheriffs do practically nothing that most of them. They just walk around. Sheriff basically is in character. But Gavin, oh boy, he does practically nothing the whole movie. I mean, literally nothing. He did more in the previous movie than he did this one. I get the fact he's the captain, but give us something to frickin' do instead of just give us a chance to tell with Lucky, which is basically a follow-up to their appearance from episode 18 of the main series. I think Mel dying the way she did, I think that was probably not a good idea. You can think how good of a character she is. And I'm like, okay, so you bring the actress back to play Mel for the first time in 7 years, and then you have her die in a return movie. That was so stupid. And also having Bosco, Escape, and Juzo just expire. They're not even defeated. They just basically just turn the purple thing and just... Yeah, that was so stupid. Their ending is so dumb. I'd say of the four, Mel and Bosco are the best written characters in the movie. Escape does practically nothing. She is there just for fan service, because people like the character. And people are like, why didn't you remember Enter? He's more cool than Escape. Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd. They brought her back. Juzo was weird. Oh, by the way, during the fight, they bring in, get this, they bring in the burglars from Go Busters, the cursed ones from Kyuranger as grunts. Yes. They also bring in the Rishi from Kyuranger. I thought this is interesting. Question: where the heck did they bring these guys in from? I get maybe Escape probably having these little things with her, fine. But when does Juzo have basically the cursed one grunts? Because he never had those with him. He basically was a loner. Why the heck would he bring those with him? That makes no frickin' sense. And the Rishi, like, them being there makes no sense. Like, their appearance in the movie was complete randomness. It's like, oh, let's throw in 4 grunts in these 4 series for no apparent reason. Yeah. So that's another problem with the movie, was basically the grunts thing. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, another thing. I kind of wish basically Hammy and Mel would have more interactions with each other, because they both have chameleon powers. So why not have more interaction? I thought that was kind of weird. Though I would have liked it though if she actually would have like took Shriven seriously by taking him on a date. Yes, a woman who is 6 years older than Shriven, Snyder, and takes him on a date. Yeah. But there's that. I do appreciate that all the 4 basically were in the outfits of the show. But it's like, if you want to think who's the most interesting of the 4, it's Bosco. He is, he's you watch the movie, every time you see him, he is having so much fun with his character. Juzo, actors their paycheck. Escape, probably the same thing. Mel, at least the actors look like she actually put effort into her performance. So it's almost like, why would you bring these characters? Also, here's something interesting though. Gavin does not know who these 4 people are. Wouldn't, I don't know, Guy probably tell them who the heck these 4 people are? Because I'm sure he may have shared with them the Super Sentai database. Because I'm sure Guy is like the expert. He probably knew who these 4 people are, especially when he fought. Yeah. But that's pretty much that for that particular video there. So, that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do hit the dislike button. So, I will see you all tomorrow with my reviews for Metal Heroes, Episode Singer, and ReZero Season 3. Okay? Thanks, Bye.